We love your script, but we'd love for you to consider adding the catharsis for the audience's sake.
Frank Darabont doesn't make movies quickly. He takes his time. He thinks. He waits for the right story, the right moment, the right actor.
Well, he wanted him to look so good. I'll never forget that. That was amazing.
And when he finds them, magic happens. From the Shawshank Redemption to the Green Mile, Darabont has built a career on emotional truth. On stories that break you down and build you back up. And at the center of everyone is an actor he trusts completely. This isn't about star power or box office numbers. For Darabont, it's about the soul. It's about actors who can carry weight, who can make you believe in hope even when everything feels hopeless. He doesn't cast flash, he casts for depth, for humanity, for the kind of performance that stays with you long after the credits roll. These are the 10 actors Frank Darabont holds highest, not for their fame, not for their range, for their ability to find truth in every frame, to make you feel something real. 10. Jeffrey DeMunn. Jeffrey DeMunn isn't a household name, and Frank Darabont doesn't care.
When I'm reading for a movie, for every role you cast, there's 10 other worthy actors out there who didn't get the part.
DeMunn is family. Darabont has cast him in nearly everything he's made. The Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile, The Mist, The Walking Dead.
Piss on me.
Every time DeMunn delivers, quietly, honestly, perfectly. What Darabont loves about DeMunn is his reliability. He's not flashy, he doesn't steal scenes. He just shows up and does exactly what the story needs. Whether he's playing a kind district attorney or a broken father, DeMunn brings the same level of commitment, the same truth, and Darabont trusts him completely. DeMunn also represents something deeper for Darabont: loyalty, collaboration, the idea that you build a family of actors you can depend on. Hollywood is full of egos and politics, but DeMunn is just about the work, about serving the story, and for Darabont, that's priceless. Some directors chase new talent every film. Darabont keeps coming back to the people who've never let him down. 9. William Sadler. William Sadler is another member of Darabont's unofficial repertory company, and there's a reason for that. Sadler brings intensity to everything he touches.
So hard, I think it really shows on screen. They really did a marvelous job of creating a reality.
In The Shawshank Redemption, he played Haywood, a small role, but Sadler made him memorable, made him human, made him matter.
Monte Cristo.
That's Cristo, you dumb shit.
By Alexandre Dumas.
What Darabont respects about Sadler is his fearlessness. Sadler commits fully to every character. Whether it's comedy or drama, hero or villain, he goes all in. He doesn't protect himself. He doesn't hold back. And that courage shows on screen. Sadler also represents versatility. He can play tough guys and vulnerable men with equal skill. He can make you laugh and make you cry in the same scene. That range is rare, and Darabont knows how to use it. When you have an actor like Sadler, you don't have to worry. You just point the camera and let him work. And he'll give you something real, something honest, something that makes the film better. 8. Michael Clarke Duncan. Michael Clarke Duncan broke Frank Darabont's heart in the best way possible. When Darabont cast him as John Coffey in The Green Mile, he took a chance.
There's a lot of layers going on. There is certainly that element of being a hero in your own life, of being challenged.
Duncan was relatively unknown, untested in a leading role, but Darabont saw something in him, a gentleness, a soul, and he was right. Duncan's performance is one of the most heartbreaking in cinema. A giant of a man with the heart of a child, wrongly accused, suffering in silence. Duncan brought such tenderness to the role that audiences everywhere wept. And Darabont knew he'd found something special. What made Duncan unforgettable wasn't just his size or his voice. It was his vulnerability. He wasn't afraid to be soft, to be scared, to cry. That takes courage, and Darabont gave him the space to do it. Duncan's early death devastated Darabont, but his performance lives forever. A reminder that great acting isn't about technique. It's about opening your heart and letting people see inside. 7. Laurie Holden. Laurie Holden is another Darabont regular, and for good reason. She brings strength and intelligence to every role.
Its heart, though, it's this beautiful romance. Yeah. It's this love story between this guy and this girl and this guy in this town.
In The Mist, she played a woman who refused to break under pressure, who stood up when everyone else fell apart. And Holden made you believe every second of it. What Darabont admires about Holden is her toughness, not physical toughness, emotional toughness. She plays characters who've been through hell but keep fighting, who don't give up even when hope seems lost. That resilience is at the heart of all Darabont's work, and Holden embodies it perfectly. Holden also brings subtlety. She doesn't overplay emotion. She lets it simmer underneath, shows it in her eyes, her posture, her choices. That restraint makes her performances powerful. When she finally breaks, it means something. And Darabont knows how to capture those moments, how to let Holden work without getting in her way. That trust goes both ways, and it shows on screen. 6. David Morse. David Morse is a giant in every sense. Physically imposing, emotionally overwhelming.
You have to say it. You have to give the order.
And Frank Darabont has used him brilliantly. In The Green Mile, Morse played Brutus Brutal Howell, a prison guard with a heart, a man trying to do good in a broken system, and Morse brought quiet dignity to every scene. What Darabont loves about Morse is his presence. He doesn't need to say much. He just stands there and you feel him. That kind of gravity is rare. Morse fills the frame without effort, without ego. He's there to serve the story. Nothing more, nothing less. Morse also brings depth. He's not just a big guy. He's a thoughtful actor who understands nuance, who knows when to speak and when to stay silent, who can show pain without words. That intelligence makes him perfect for Darabont's films, because Darabont's stories are about more than plot. They're about people, and Morse makes you care about every character he plays. 5. James Cromwell. James Cromwell has one of the most devastating scenes in The Green Mile, and Frank Darabont knew exactly what he was doing when he cast him.
Knew exactly what to say.
That'll do, pig.
Cromwell plays Warden Hal Moores, a good man watching his wife die, a man who can't save the person he loves most. And Cromwell breaks your heart without saying a word. What Darabont admires about Cromwell is his humanity. He doesn't play types, he plays people. Real, flawed, suffering people. Cromwell brings warmth and sadness in equal measure. You see decades of life in his eyes. You see love and loss and exhaustion. That's not acting, that's true. Cromwell also represents something important to Darabont, the idea that small roles can have massive impact. Cromwell isn't in The Green Mile very long, but you never forget him. You will never forget his tears, his gratitude, his pain. That's the power of great casting, of finding the right actor for the right moment. Cromwell gave Darabont one of the most emotional scenes in the film, and he did it with grace, honesty, and heart. That's what Darabont values most. 4. Michael Jeter. Michael Jeter could break you in seconds, and Frank Darabont knew it. In The Green Mile, Jeter played Edouard Delacroix, a condemned man with a pet mouse, scared, small, desperate for kindness. And Jeter made you love him, made you ache for him, made his death unbearable to watch. What Darabont loved about Jeter was his fragility. Jeter wasn't afraid to be weak, to be pathetic even. He played vulnerability like no one else. And in a film about death and injustice, that vulnerability was essential. Jeter reminded audiences that these were human beings, not just criminals, people with fears and hopes and hearts. Jeter also brought joy. Even in the darkest story, he found moments of lightness. His relationship with Mr. Jingles the mouse gave the film warmth. Give it life. and Jeter played those scenes with such tenderness that you couldn't help but smile, then cry, then feel everything at once. That's the gift Jeter gave Darabont, the ability to make audiences feel deeply, completely, honestly. Jeter passed away too soon, but his work remains unforgettable. 3. Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell is chaotic and controlled all at once, and Frank Darabont cast him perfectly in The Green Mile. Rockwell played Wild Bill Wharton, a psychopath, a monster, unpredictable and terrifying, and Rockwell threw himself into the role with zero fear, zero hesitation. What Darabont admires about Rockwell is his fearlessness. Rockwell doesn't care about being liked. He'll play ugly, he'll play evil, he'll go to places most actors won't touch, and he does it with total commitment. In The Green Mile, Rockwell is genuinely frightening, not because he's loud, but because he's unstable. You never know what he'll do next, and that unpredictability makes him dangerous. Rockwell also brings intelligence to villainy. He doesn't just play bad guys as one-note monsters. He finds humanity, the brokenness, the twisted logic. That makes his characters more terrifying, because you almost understand them, almost see why they do what they do. Darabont knows that the best villains aren't evil for evil's sake. They're people who've chosen darkness, and Rockwell plays that choice perfectly, every single time. 2. Tim Robbins. Tim Robbins is hope. That's what Frank Darabont saw in him. That's what he needed for Andy Dufresne in The Shawshank Redemption. Robbins had to carry the entire film, had to make audiences believe that a man could survive 20 years in prison and still find freedom, and Robbins did it, quietly, powerfully, perfectly. What makes Robbins special is his stillness. He doesn't overact. He doesn't push. He lets the character breathe. Let the story unfold naturally. Andy Dufresne is a man who holds everything inside, who plans in silence, who never gives up even when everything seems lost. And Robbins played that internality beautifully. You see it in his eyes, in his small smiles, in the way he moves through Shawshank like he's already free. Robbins also brought intelligence to the role. Andy isn't just hopeful, he's smart, strategic, patient, and Robbins made you believe in that intelligence, made you root for him, made you need him to win. That's what great leading men do. They make you care, they make you invest, and Robbins gave Darabont one of the greatest performances in film history. 1. Morgan Freeman. When Frank Darabont names his number 1, there's no debate. Morgan Freeman, the soul of The Shawshank Redemption, the voice of hope, the heart of everything Darabont believes about storytelling. Freeman didn't just play Red, he became him. And in doing so, he created one of the most iconic performances in cinema. What makes Freeman irreplaceable is his humanity. He plays Red as a man who's lost hope, who's been broken by the system, who's learned to survive by giving up on dreams. And then he shows Red learning to hope again. That journey is the heart of the film, and Freeman plays it with such honesty that you feel every moment. Freeman also gave Darabont the narration, that voice, that warmth, that wisdom. The entire film rests on Freeman's ability to guide us through the story, to make us believe, to make us feel, and he does it effortlessly, without ego, without showing off, just pure, honest storytelling. Darabont has said that Freeman is the best actor he's ever worked with. Not the flashiest, not the loudest, the best. Because Freeman understands what matters, truth, connection, heart, and he gives it every single time. That's why he's number 1. That's why he'll always be number 1. Frank Darabont doesn't choose favorites by fame. He chooses them by heart, by honesty. By the way, they make you feel, who's your number 1? Drop your answer in the comments and subscribe for more deep dives into cinematic greatness.